What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters. Welcome to NoLifeTilMetal. Going to do something I've been trying to do for a long time here. I did about 4 years ago. I did a room tour of my music room, and people have been asking for another one, and I keep saying I'll do it. And the room is just a mess because it's now my office, so I'm always working in it. So I just keep putting it off because I got to put this away. I got to clean that up, so I don't want to do a video. You know what? I'm just going to do the video and mess and all. Because that's what I live in every day, so why not? Anyhow, I'm going to start off right here. That was my little Ace animated figure that I have over there on the shelf of stuff. There's a few shelves of stuff here, but you can kind of see, this is one of the walls of my room. You can see some, autographed album covers. Dark Angel, autographed by my friend Ron Reinhardt. Nazareth, signed by all the original band members. Deliverance, signed by original band members. Riot, signed by the original band members, including the ones that have since passed away. It's Ted Nugent's in-store display thing. There's some Cliff Davies, who also has passed away since receiving those several years ago, but some Cliff Davies signed drumsticks, just some stuff. Iron Maiden lunchbox. You have to excuse the glare. This room is actually much brighter than it usually is because I always have the shade closed, but I have it open now to give me some light. Just stuff. The Aerosmith cassette is interesting because it's you're not going to be able to see it in the video really, but the actual wings and the Permanent Vacation logo there are actually printed on the jewel case as opposed to being on the paper insert. So it's actually in shrink wrap, so you can't really see it. And there's a Queensryche box set behind that. Priest mug, and I'm just going to keep moving around and showing you all the stuff on the walls because that's really the most interesting things in the room is, the ever-changing wall of stuff. And excuse me, I knocked something over. This is not a professional video, sorry. But yeah, if I back up a little bit, I don't have a whole lot of room in here, but you can kind of see there's one of the jewel CD stands, and you can see records on the floor that need to be either put away or cleaned or cataloged or whatever. A bunch of 10-inch ones. There's the AC/DC amp box set. Some autographed drums in the background. That's I believe there's one from Stryper, one from Anthrax, one from Ted Nugent back there, and then the old Ultimatum mic stand that I've had pretty much since I've been in Ultimatum. Some more box sets up here. A couple of Ultimatum promo posters. That one's pretty rare. That one was printed. We were on Retroactive Records at the time, and he printed up those promo posters, and that's the only one I have. I don't have any others of that one. So if you look back here, it's kind of hard to see. It's hidden in the back, but there's an Aerosmith. It's one of those things you picked up at the fair, or in this case, I picked this up in the boardwalk. It must have been around 1980 or something like that that I picked up that thing. So it's pretty old, pretty ugly. Not official, obviously, but I've just had it since I was literally a kid. That's how long I've been into Aerosmith, so I just kind of like it and leave it up there even though it's not in a prominent spot. Let's see if I can get in here a little bit. I'll show you some more stuff. So you got up here, there's the heavy metal box set, a compilation. I think it's 4 CDs and a book of just, bands all the way going back to the proto-metal times of Cream and whatnot, all the way up to, I think it was early 90s. One of the few 8-tracks in my collection. This is a sealed copy of Ted Nugent's Survival of the Fittest. Some more box sets, lots of box sets here. Priest, a couple of Angel box sets, Accept, Twisted Sister. You can just see them all. A bunch of different box sets and special edition CDs. There's the Aerosmith Box of Fire, which has all their Columbia records in it. Kiss box set, Cooper, Venom, Nugent. It's just some random CDs that I like a lot and listen to a lot. That's why they're up here. Worldview, Savage Wisdom, Banshee, who is playing in the background actually, Final Sign, there's DOG, autographed, Old Wolf, their first EP, Overkill, also autographed. So yeah, just some. But again, here's some more CD shelves here. More CD shelves. If I can back up a little bit without knocking something over. Like I said, it's tight space in here, and you can see more walls. So there's a Up from the Ashes 3 poster, which featured Bloodgood, Ultimatum, Deliverance, Neon Cross, among others. That was in California. Autographed Banshee promo poster. Hand-drawn Kiss tour poster from, I believe, 1997, was it? It's signed by the artist who drew it. Anyhow, down on the floor down here, you're going to see some of my 7-inch records. In the front, there's a few that Bruce Springsteen one right there. That's actually, that whole pile is actually going out to a VC member. Those are all records that I have yet to show in videos that I'm planning on showing one of these days. And there is one of the record shelves in the room. AC/DC bootleg sitting in there that I was recently listening to. But this is mostly, my stuff's all categorized A through Z, then comps at the end. There are no categories by it. It's just either, it doesn't matter what style of music it is, it's A through Z. So more stuff on the shelves. There's a, let's see, a Kiss belt buckle there, and Eddie action figure. There's the Vengeance Rising, very rare Vengeance Rising box set back there, wood box set. Iron Maiden picks. There's in the back there. Let me see if I can get over here. You can see the. There's a. I have it in a frame, but it's a Dark Angel tour shirt from 1991, and I don't know how well it's going to show up, but you can see Ron's signature underneath this picture down there. There's the Zeppelin box set. Mr. Skullman wearing his Ultimatum cap. There's a Ted Nugent autographed. This one's been up forever, and this is custom framed. American Rock Out. It was, I think it was, let's see if you can see the date on there. I don't see the date. I think it was 1999 or 2000, something like that. I can't remember exactly, but it's signed by the whole band. Wild Mick Brown, Barry Sparks, and then, of course, Ted Nugent. And then here's there's a lot of, I have a lot of drumsticks around the room. You can see, let's see, what's this one here? Keel, Dean Miller. What else we got here? Here's Killer Dwarfs. Oh, this one's actually autographed in silver Sharpie here, but it's Terry Russell from Holy Soldier. And there's a bunch of them in here. There's Magenica from Biogenesis last year. But yeah, there's a bunch of them in different ones in here. There's a busted one that was actually used. The Raskins. If you look in the back behind there, you can see the Ultimatum box set. And there's Alice Cooper peeking out back there. A little Paul Stanley bobblehead. Iron Maiden Live Chapter box set. Okay, moving on. Difficult to maneuver, and you'll see why in a second, because my desk is taking up most of the room. Yeah, just more stuff. These are some comic books. There's a bunch of them in here, some stickers and stuff like that. I'll take these out real quick so you can see what's going on here. Cheap Trick comic from, I think it was 1981 or 82. Alice Cooper, Last Temptation comic book and CD, and there's a, flip it over, you can see the Alice Cooper 1978 comic book. I'm not a huge comic book fan, but I just have like some of the rock ones. There's the Archie meets Kiss. So yeah, like I said, just some cool stuff in there, and stickers. And here's some, and I've actually shrunk wrapped these so they wouldn't disintegrate. But this is St. Vitus rolling paper. Just a stack of autographed CDs, and I don't know. I'd like to change things up in here so it's not always the same. And if you look at my video from 4 years ago, you'll see a lot of these framed art have changed and stuff like that. But I just, whatever CD I feel like looking at. So now this is the Plaza and Some Ugly Noise. I did their Kickstarter for that, and I ordered, and this is the CD that I received. And it's obviously autographed by the entire band, but there's some more back here. There's Armored Saint, Vengeance Rising, Raven, Holy Soldier, signed by Terry Russell. Ultimate Revenge 2, signed by Ron Reinhardt. This one's not signed, I wish. This one's Jimi Hendrix. This is actually just a cool, I always loved the album cover to that one, so Harmless Rebel gave me that CD, so that's just a cool one. Megadeth, signed by Dave Mustaine. Inner Siege, signed by the whole band. There's a bunch of them in here. I'm not going to go through all of them. It'll take forever. Biogenesis, signed by the whole band. So yeah, it's just a bunch of them in there. Some more stuff. Hard rock. I remember those little bubblegum things they used to sell in the stores. You know, that had the bubblegum record in it. One for Rush. And then you can start seeing I've got tons of rock buttons. I love these things. I collect them. Rock, metal. There's more over here. A little darker in this corner. Sorry. Some books on the bottom there. You can see Striper. Raven one on the end there. But let me move this out of the way, and you can see, like I said, not a whole lot of room in here. More CD shelves. Some posters down there. They're all poster boxes. Those what you see down on the floor is actually all my shaped picture discs. I have them all, you know, in stiffeners inside of plastic to keep them safe. And behind that is just all kinds of posters that are in flattened things to keep them safe. And you can see an old, I think it's 1987. Yeah, it is. Tour poster for Dark Angel. We have arrived with Rotting Corpse opening the show. But there's some more CD shelves. There's actually the CD shelves you see in the video all the time. They're sitting behind me. My Bose speakers. Up here we got, this is actually one I've just recently had framed and put up here, but this is Deep Purple and Alice Cooper. Went to see them last year at the Greek Theater in Los Angeles with Bill Bafford. You can actually see the ticket stub there. But at the show they sold these custom prints. Really nice. So yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Alice Cooper and Deep Purple, so I grabbed them both. And then back here, behind a couple of these pop figures, you got Hendrix, Lemmy, Alice Cooper. You can see there's an Alice Cooper, Ted Nugent. It was at, see if I can see the. They played within a couple days of each other, a week of each other at the State Fairgrounds. I can't see it. Hang on. There you go, Star Plaza Theater. And as you can see, it was, if you look in the very close up in the corner, see if I can zoom in on it a little bit. You can see there's actually little staple holes. This thing is custom framed and in glass that's supposed to protect the ink from fading and all that kind of stuff. But you can see staple holes. It was actually, this poster was actually wrapped around a telephone pole at the State Fairgrounds. And a friend of mine worked there, and he got this thing signed by Ted Nugent. Both were obviously 2006. You can see his signature, and Alice Cooper. You can see he signed it, Sick Things, Alice Cooper, 2006. And then there's Ted Nugent up there. So anyhow, I just thought it's one of the coolest posters I've ever seen. It's very unique. I mean, it's very much original autographs, and it's just very cool. So a couple of Gene Simmons figures. If you look at my old video from a few years ago, you'll see a lot more of those Kiss figures. I just ran out of room, and I've been putting other stuff up. So, and then way up high up there, which you can't really see from where I'm standing, is an old 80s Kiss hat. I'm going to back up so you can see. I'm going to get some glare because the window is right here. You can see some more autographed. There's a Best of Scorpions autographed by Yuli John Roth. I've actually met him a few times. That one was not one of the ones I had autographed. Actually, John, SMF Captain Howdy, had that signed for me, so I have it framed and hanging up there because it's just too cool, and it was too cool of him to give it to me. There's Hyrax, signed by the whole band. If you look closely enough, you can see everybody signed it to Scott, except for Caton, who signed it to George, because he thought that was funny, I guess. George is my real first name, but I've never used it, not me or my parents ever. I've always been known as Scott. That's the original UK pressing of Once Dead, signed by the entire band. There is a, let's see if I can get over here without knocking things down. See the rock and roll over. But this one is actually signed, and it was signed in 1997 on the reunion tour by the entire band. This one I did not get signed. It was signed at the hotel room of the band, which my good friend who has since passed away, his mom worked there, and he was there, and they signed this and a couple other things for him. And he gave me one of the copies long before he passed away. So, and I've actually had the autographs verified on this, and that is the correct autograph. So that's just cool. And then there's an autographed Iron Maiden. It is not autographed by Iron Maiden. It is autographed by the awesome artist who did a lot of the Maiden art, but Derek Riggs. And if you look closely enough, you can see that the Derek Riggs signed it. The Derek Riggs. There you go. Derek signed it over top the Iron Maiden logo. And I noticed he was doing that to all of the anybody who asked him to sign a Maiden record. He was kind of doing that too. And so I asked him why he was doing that, and his response to me was, "Well, the band always signs over top of my art, so I'm signing over top of their logo." That was pretty funny. All right, so we have another record shelf over here, and I'm definitely have to back away to get this one in the picture. This one goes all the way up to the ceiling, as you can see. There's some more box sets up there. The History book. There's the Iron Maiden box set. A few books. Just a few more. The Anvil fanny pack. Sorry, the glare. Actually a promotional item, and inside of it is an autographed copy of the Anvil movie. Very cool, and it is a real fanny pack. Not that I would really ever wear it. Aerosmith mug that Greg Dieg gave me. One of my favorite cards my kids gave me for Father's Day one year. But yeah, this is just all records. And then we've got some CDs on this record shelf that shouldn't be here. They need to be put away. The reason they are there is because I need to get reviews written for them. And you're like, man, that's a lot of CDs you need to get reviews written for. Yeah, well, wait, you ain't seen nothing yet. But anyhow, this goes, like I said, all the way up to the ceiling and down to the floor. There's a few records sitting on there that need to be put away. Nevermore, Scorpions, that's a promo item. It's 2 records. This is Still Loving You 12-inch, and then the other one's like a best of. Soldier, some thrash, Sonic Plague, more thrash, UK, 7th Angel. Anyhow, so that's that. And then here's the this used to be part of my background in my old videos, but there's just not room over here to do it anymore. So, but it's one of my old denim vests I used to wear on stage. Kiss hat, another old hat from the 80s. Vector shirt. Some old buttons on there too. There's buttons everywhere in this room, so I just don't have time to show everything. Because if I go on the floor, it's even worse. Look at this mess right here. That's all work stuff. You know, the stuff I've done for different labels that I have to put away, or there's like that pile right here that you see. Those are all different stickers and whatnot. And then this big giant mess right here that's under this bandana is just rows and stacks of CDs that I have either yet to listen to or yet to review, and there's just a lot of them there. Here's some more sticks and some autographed photographs of Steve Snyder. I wish that one was autographed. Let's see if I can get it out of the glare here. Angel, Frank Domino. I'd love to get it autographed. That one as well. Man, the glare is horrible because of the window being open. Ace Frehley, Gene Simmons, and then a photo I actually took myself up there. That's Uli Roth, of course. And then if you look, all of these have little guitar picks on them. I do collect guitar picks, but Uli actually gave me that pick when I went to see him at that show. And let's see, there's a Dream Theater stick up there above Uli. There's a, I think that's Tourniquet stick. Let's see here. Yeah, Tourniquet. That one is Gene Hoglan of Dark Angel, Testament, Viking. He's been in a lot of different bands. There's a autographed, and it's a Bob Rock used and abused signature stick with his handmade grips he put on it. There's a Johnny D from Doro stick. I guess there's an Angel guitar pick right there, and he's really guitar pick right there. Alright, now we're going to get into some more mess. This is in the corner of the room over here. That's obviously a Fireball Ministry signed poster back there. That thing has been in my room since the very beginning. It's kind of a cool story, and now it's just a death. I don't know what they would call this thing. It's stiff. It was given to me by a friend. But yeah, the Fireball Ministry poster, you can see it's signed by all the original band members that played on their first full-length album. including Janice Tanaka, who is right there. This is what's got a really bad glare in it, because this is not a custom frame. This is just a cheap frame. One of these days I'll get really framed. But yeah, Janice hasn't been in the band for a long time. She went on to be with Pink. Is still touring with Pink as far as I know. But yeah, anyhow, I went to see them play. They were opening for Doro, and I was standing just in front of Janice watching her play, and she wore this cool denim vest, kind of like the one I showed earlier, with patches all over it. And at one point, she pointed at me and she threw me a guitar pick, which I thought was really cool. Well, I didn't catch it. It bounced off me, and then this guy in front of me like lost his mind to get the guitar pick, and it kind of ticked me off. I mean, he wasn't any bigger than I was, and I'm sure I was much bigger than him. And I was, I could have probably pummeled him, which is what my first thought was. But I let it go. It's just a guitar pick, no big deal. So anyhow, just for the heck of it, I don't know, a week later or so, I went ahead and I emailed Janice at fireballministry.com. I thought I'd give it a shot. Maybe that's her email address. Ended up being her email address at the time. And I said, hey man, it was cool cool to see you guys opening for Dio. I said, my name is Scott Waters. I saw you guys playing, here in Albuquerque, and I don't know if you remember me or not. And I knew you didn't, but I said, I don't know if you remember me or not, but you threw that pick at me, and I said I didn't catch it, and I said, that was cool though, thank you. And that was the end of the thing, And I got an email back from her not long after that. She goes, yeah, I do remember you. And she goes, send me your address and I'll send you a pic. So I said, okay. I sent her my address. She not only did she send me her pic, but she sent me all the pics of the guys in the band. And she had just joined Pink, so she sent me one of Pink's guitar pics. And then she autographed it right there. Scott, you're hot. So anyhow, she was the only one who autographed the poster. Well, the next time I saw Fireball Ministry, they were playing at a small club in Albuquerque, and I went ahead and I actually did some roadieing for them. I went behind the club, and they were there, and I said, hey, you need a hand? They were like, heck yeah. So after the show, I asked them to sign this poster, and they all were mad at Janice, and they wanted to scribble on her face, and I said, please don't, don't ruin my poster, I want to hang it up. But they all signed it for me, and they were all cool about it. But yeah, they weren't real happy with Janice. So anyhow, Terry Bozzio, Ted Nugent, bunch of Ultimatum. That's an Ultimatum clock that was made for me by a fan who's also a friend named Peter. Some more Ultimatum CDs. There's the first show I did with Once Dead, and you can see I actually signed my own picture. I had 3 of those made, and I signed all 3, and I gave 2 of them away, and then I just ended up keeping 1. So it's weird that I signed my own picture, but whatever. I framed it. That's Larry Farkas' signature guitar player. There's Ultimatum signed by the whole band. This one's been up here for a while, but this is a custom print for Crocus, Napalm Death, A Perfect Murder, and The Undying live at the launch pad in Albuquerque. I think it was 2005 or it says 2006, so it must have been 2006. Anyhow, hang on, my record's done. I need to at least lift it up. All right. More stuff, Striper, drumstick, Motorhead little pill case is actually filled with guitar picks. The Kiss, frosted Kiss mug. Inside of it you can see an original cassette pressing of the first Kiss album. There's some of the mugs that I obviously use for pen holders. More mug sort of stuff. There's a Believer mug. Autographed Ranger CD, Eddie, whatever those things are called. You put your little things you put your beers on at the clubs. Kiss Pez in the background, Kiss mug, Kiss shot glass, Aerosmith. What are the things called? Cozies? No, that's not it. I don't know. Anyhow, the things you put your glass on. Some Trooper beer related stuff. I showed that candle not too long ago. That's Philip Lynott, and that was hand-drawn by Andy Borders, who is, of course, part of the vinyl community, and I loved that picture he did for me. I loved it so much I had it made into a shirt. One of the first times I met Ted Nugent, the picture was taken in 2007. He signed it when I met him again in 2008. I had backstage passes, and that's the pass from it, and that's the guitar pick from that show. Ace Frehley, autographed by Ace. I wish I could say I had met him and had him sign that. Those were actually when he put out, I can't remember which album it is now, but those were actually signed. And if you pre-ordered the album on his website off of him, he sent you one of the signed ones. There's more pins. That's actually one of those shadow boxes. I'd like to get a bigger one because I've got so many. I've got bags of those things, and I love them. So if anybody has old pins you don't want, I'll take them. Old rock pins, I love them. So you can see there's all kinds of them in here. Pink Floyd, Nugent, Ultimatum, Aerosmith, Thin Lizzy, AC/DC, Motorhead, Witch Hunter, Witch Hammer, Angel, Black Sabbath, Judas Priest, Molly Hatchet. There's a little bit of everything in here. Mortification, Anvil, Suspended, they were a local band, Queen, and yeah, TT Quick, right there. Okay, moving on. Here's the turntable that's actually just spinning right now. Was actually spinning the Banshee test pressing, which just recently came in and has been approved. It should go, if it's not already on sale by the time this video comes out, it will be soon. But there's a couple of my CD players. This is a Kenwood, a Sony. You can see more of my setup there. There's another CD player down there. There's an RCA. My Kenwood dual cassette deck. My equalizer, which I've had for many, many years. You can see the lights have actually burned out on the whatever that thing is called, the EQ. Not that those things do anything, they're just for looks. And then I have a Kenwood, then just some CDs and other junk I use all the time. And there's my friend right there. That's one of those duster things. I live in the desert, so dust is a big problem here, especially for records. So I actually use that before I put the record on there. I just lightly dust it off just to get the dust off the top, because it goes on there quick. But yeah, this is my new turntable. I've had this one for I think less than a year, but I've already changed the changed the stylus on it once. Ted Nugent picture from I took from the security pit out in Beaver Creek, Wisconsin, I believe it was, where I saw him out there. And yeah, that took that picture from the. I had full backstage pass, full band access. It was pretty cool. So I stood right in front of him, watched the show, and took that picture on a digital camera, and it came out spectacular. That's Wild McBrown in the background there, if you can see him. The first release on NoLifeTilMetal Records was the re-release of the 1989 Deliverance album, and this is another custom frame, and you can see it's autographed by Jimmy Brown, Glenn Rogers, Brian Carula, I think it's how you say his last name. The three remaining alive members of the band signed it. Unfortunately, their drummer, who was right there, passed away a few years ago. Backstage pass, that's actually laminated passes they're giving away with the reissue of River Disturbance pretty soon. And we are back to where we started from. So anyhow, you can also see I have records everywhere. So here's the ridiculousness of records. There's piles of records everywhere, and that's not even all of them. There's another crate of them there. There's some more over there. There's records just everywhere, and that's not including the. I didn't even show that down there. It's a bench that's also a record holder, and it too is full of records from front to back. The records that are in front right there are actually more VCLT I'm sending out pretty soon. That's a Kiss blanket I have. And those are all just, swag stuff I need to put away. I've got books and books of that kind of, these things, these old Wish promo things. These ones need to be put away. Malachi, signed by the band. Photograph of Saint. There's an old Ultimatum one. Seventh Angel. Yeah, there's tons of that stuff in here that needs to be I just haven't put it away yet. And old stickers. Your Holy Grail sticker. Perpetual Paranoia. Anyhow, more junk. This room has just got stuff everywhere. So, yeah, anyhow, I don't know if I did show this. I was getting to it and then I got distracted by But this shelf right here is all stuff that has yet to be reviewed on my site. It's quite a bit, as well as all this stuff over here. And then there's more over here. These are all things that need to be reviewed on my site yet. And all these ones that are sitting on the record shelf that I showed you earlier. So, and then this is my desk. Right, my chair is turned around, but this is my desk. So this is the angle you guys usually see when I do videos. But there's CDs that need to be put away on that shelf, which unfortunately is very much full. So I've got to figure something out there. You know, it's one of the problems of the music hoarder. You know, you run out of space. It's a good problem to have. There's the here's the Banshee test pressing. Here's the insert for the Banshee. You can see there's the one side and there's the other side. But yeah, this is my my desk where I do my graphics from. Again, dust is a big problem here in New Mexico. As you can see, I've already got a good dust buildup down there, which means before I work next, I will have to do it again. And then, there you go. So that's pretty much, there's more down here. These are actually laser discs. Oops. Showed those in a video recently. And then down below here, behind the giant guitar pick, those are all Aerosmith records. So that's where I keep all my Aerosmith records, down there underneath of the. Yeah, I'll put that in a minute. So anyhow, there's Kiss clock down there. I'm telling you guys so much stuff, it's ridiculous, and I love it. I mean, I'm not complaining about not having the room, but I actually have enough stuff. I could do whole nother room. I could do the whole house probably like this. I got that much stuff. More CDs that need to be put away, just running out of space. If you look over there, there is see if I can get that to zoom in. I don't know if I showed that or not. That's a Ted Nugent pin box. It's a shadow box, custom made shadow box that has Double Live Gonzo autographed by Ted, and then it's got all kinds of picks from all the way back to the 70s till recent. And that actually belonged to a friend of mine. It was actually in he had a whole cellar that looked like this room, and even more so than this. He had like mannequins with, he had one mannequin that was wearing one of Cyndi Lauper's dresses, and another mannequin that was wearing one of Ted Nugent's old Amboy Dukes leather outfits, and it was really cool. But unfortunately he passed away, and before his estate was divvied up among whoever received everything, one of his pastor, who was keeping in touch with me about the whole situation when he passed away, he contacted me, said, "Is there anything you want from his stuff?" And I didn't want to take his stuff, really. He said, you know, I really want you to take something in memory of him. So I was like, you know what, I'll take the Ted Nugent pin box, because I had given him a few of those pins when he was having it made. So I kind of had, you know, a little bit of me and him in it. So that's custom framed and been hanging up there forever. And right next to that, you can barely see it there because the sun's glaring off it, but that's actually one of those old Ted Nugent, he always wears the tails behind him. Let's see if I can zoom in on a little bit here. Unfortunately, the window is kind of glaring it out, but there's one of the old raccoon tails. I don't know if he actually wore it or not. It's according to the guy who gave it to me, he did. I can't verify that, but still, it's cool. So there you go. There's my room tour. Thanks for coming in and checking it out. More boxes down there. Like I said, if I open up the closet, because the closet's just as bad. That closet's over here, and the closet from there all the way over is packed with, I mean, it's wall to wall packed with t-shirts and other stuff. More action figures and stuff that aren't out here. I got bigger posters than the ones that are over there, that are behind that door over there, that are in bigger flat boxes, and then there's ones that are in rolled tubes. I've done videos of that stuff before. So anyhow, that's it. Appreciate y'all watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Leave a comment, leave a message. I'll get back to you. God bless. Stay strong.